What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my psoriasis journey channel. Today I'm going to answer all the questions that you've asked in the previous video, and hopefully that helps you progress in your journey. And by the way, I hope you like my setup. A little bit different today, not on my phone, so it's a little bit more stable, clear mic. So drop a like if you like the upgrade a little bit here, and let's get into it. So I'm gonna go question by question, and hopefully that helps. And if there's anything you forgot or thought about during the last week or so, make sure to ask, and I'll try to answer that as well. So the first one I see here is it does not look like it's psoriasis. Be careful. Have you tried any blood test, gut test, and ESR? I'm not sure what ESR is. Guys, whenever you ask a question or say some kind of terminology like this that might not be something obvious, make sure you elaborate what that means, because I don't know, and generally I have a lot of comments that I get and I don't have time to Google every single aspect of it. So let's make sure it's clear, and also for other people that read it, we want to make sure it's clear for them. So to answer the question, yes, I have definitely tried the blood test. I've actually went and got I think it was like a allergy test where they poke you in a bunch of spots on your arm and they test what allergy you have. So I was allergic to pollen and dust, which is very common. Everyone in this, pretty much most of the population is allergic to that. Blood test I've done with a naturopath, and I believe if you guys go back to some videos, I have a video posted about the report that came out from the naturopath based on the blood that they took out, and that determined sensitivities, not allergies. And that way you know exactly, okay, this food specifically is a sensitivity, I should avoid it. This food is good to go, so I can eat it. And that kind of helped in that way. Gut test I haven't done. Maybe that's something I need to definitely look into, but I have done the naturopath test I told you about, and I've done a biome test, which I guess could be called a gut test as well. And I did talk about it in one of the previous videos in the last couple weeks. Biome is essentially they take a poop sample, they measure all the internal things that are going on in your body, and they spit out a big report that shows you what you can and can't eat, or what they recommend for you to eat, such as superfoods, things you're allowed to eat, and things you need to avoid or minimize. And at first I kind of went with that like a Bible, and then next thing you know, my face went red, so I had to readjust a few things. So surprisingly, it said broccoli was on my allowed list, but my face went red when I ate broccoli, so you got to be careful with the test as well. I see the next comment here is cleaning up, a green vegetable. Who would have thought it would be a trigger? I mean, you know what? Just because the internet says the green vegetables are the way to go and we should avoid nightshade vegetables does not mean that that's the way to go about it, right? Like, you have to test for yourself and see what works for you, what doesn't. For example, what I've realized in the last couple weeks now, broccoli and sashimi are something that trigger me. So raw food specifically, maybe sashimi is as raw as it gets, it hit me like clearly as soon as I ate it. Almost 2 hours later, my face went red, and it was red for the next 24 hours after that. So that tells me right there, something wasn't sitting right inside my body with the sashimi. So I obviously should not be eating that ever again. Funny enough, I had brownies yesterday, and my face is okay. So yes, brownie has sugar, and it has a lot of bad stuff that we shouldn't be eating, but my face is fine. So what does it tell you? That things that we might think that are okay for us, like broccoli, could actually be the trigger, right? So you gotta always test. Let's see the next question here. So there's a question asking for me to make a video about what creams I use, what topical solutions I use, any steroid creams. So the quick and easy answer, and I can make a whole video on that as well, but the quick and easy answer is I don't take any steroid creams. I don't take any medicines. I really try to stay away from anything that's not natural. So essentially the only cream I'm really using, and I've talked about it in the past, is vitamin E. It's very creamy, almost like Vaseline-like, but not really. And matter of fact, you can even use Vaseline. There's nothing wrong with that as well. The idea is that you need to keep the face moisturized. It does not have to be steroids all the time. Matter of fact, I don't have any steroids, and my skin does feel somewhat smooth at this point. There's still room to improve, but it definitely not as red. It's definitely feeling a lot better than it was, and not a single steroid drop on there, and not a single medicine that goes in my body. So hopefully that helps with the cream question. Another comment here is talking about you want me to read the best advices from comments on my videos, and I would say the best advices are the ones that stick to my head, the ones that I don't even have to go and search for them again, because I was like, whoa, this is such a great advice. And I would say one of the advices that I was getting some of them are really conflicting, right? Some of them say don't eat meat, some of them don't say don't eat eggs. And I would say so far, and this is still something I'm testing, but one of the comments was talking about to avoid eggs and specifically egg whites, and to really avoid that a lot as much as possible. And I have been doing that, and I gotta tell you, as much as the advice itself is good and might be working for that person, it stuck with me because I'm like, okay, well, why eggs? Why like such a specific thing? Why not something else, right? And I like to test and challenge things. And yes, I've been going without eggs for a long time, but occasionally I have the one egg here and there. And I'm thinking, my psoriasis at the moment where it is probably the worst it's ever been. And I mean, it's not even that bad as you can see, but I know what my worst is. And right now I would say the worst. And mainly because I believe it's stress and the cold weather that we have going on. And this is the coldest it's been. Eggs, I don't know if they really affect anything for me personally, because whether I eat them or not, just like the brownies I had yesterday, I don't think they do anything completely in my body. But that it could be something that I haven't tested enough, and it's still a test in progress, but just not there yet to confirm, yes, for sure, eggs are a trigger for me. One of the big questions I always get over and over, and I get some people private message me as well on an Instagram account. For those that you're not already following, is this psoriasis journey. You can find it on Instagram and message me there whenever you have a question. I do try to get back to you as fast as possible, but with the amount of comments and with the amount of DMs that I get, I just can't keep up with my main business, and that like I'll have to dedicate a full-time job for this, right? But one of the big questions I get is what creams and what shampoo and what body wash I use, and I'm gonna answer that right now. Before I do, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do and like the video. It does help, and drop any comment you have about what I'm talking about if you have any other questions that you thought of. But T-gel, I'm sure you've seen it, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a very simple gel that's supposed to be for dandruff. It's supposed to help with the head, scalp, skin. So I use it maybe once every 2 weeks. Maybe sure I need to use it more, but the goal is that it's supposed to help with the dandruff. It's supposed to help with this dry scalp. And you put it on, wait for 2 minutes while it's there. Obviously rub it in nicely. While it's on your head, I kind of do the other things like rub my body and all that, wash myself, and then towards the end of the shower, I will wash it off. Now, sometimes I implement the cold shower into my routine, and I will literally put it on before the cold shower starts. Then when the cold shower hits, I will essentially force myself to wash this off with the cold shower, so that way it's there as long as possible. Now, for the body wash, I use Cetaphil. This is also a very known brand. It's a body wash, very simple, and the goal is it has no scent, it has no chemicals. It's very to the point. The idea is just to clean your body, and that's what I'm after. I'm personally actually, I don't like all the scents and stuff because I use my cologne, I use my own deodorant. I don't need all the scents from the shampoos and all that. So those two are my main go-to. Mainly the body wash. I don't really shampoo my hair every other day. Like I try to do it maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, just to not damage my hair, and it works. One of the other questions I see is asking me about how many hours I make the chicken soup. I know I've mentioned the chicken soup that I make quite a bit, and mainly first of all, I answer why I make it, then I guess I can answer how long it takes to make it. But I make it because it's easy to digest and it's all clean stuff. Like we're talking chicken thighs, carrots, it used to be broccoli, not anymore. I put some celery in there, turmeric, black pepper, very simple stuff. They're very good for you, and like some of them considered superfoods, and also it's just easy to digest. It's already all in liquid form for the most part. The chicken probably the only thing that needs to be digested there, and I like it. It tastes good. It's very straight to the point, and it does the job for me. And it takes me about, I would say, 30 minutes to prepare everything, throw it in the pot, maybe 30 minutes for it to all get cooked and boil, and just kind of wait for it to settle down, and then I let it sit for an hour to kind of rest and cool down, and then I eat it. So there's not much of a hard process here. I don't need to be a chef. I'm not a chef. So I make it, it tastes good, and it lasts me for about, I don't know, 2-3 days, and then I switch to something different. And I'll wrap it up with the last question that I see is to elaborate on what I found about L-glutamine and through my research and what other supplements I take. So I found on YouTube actually this one channel, I don't remember, I'm sure you guys all can find it as well easily if you type in psoriasis treatment. This doctor talking about L-glutamine and K2 vitamin that are supposedly really helpful for anti-inflammatory and gut repair. So I figured, hey, doesn't hurt to try. Those two things are fairly known. They're fairly big in the athlete community. Like every athlete takes glutamine to recover. So I figured, let's give it a try. All I have to do is eat it 10 grams per day, or drink it 10 grams per day, times it by 3 for us in psoriasis, and then pop one of these bad boys, K2. And I also decided to add the D3 in there. Every morning I'll pop that in. And my face hasn't gone red, so I know in the previous videos I said the supplements, one of them is kicking in and doing something. Well, it's not those two for sure at the moment, because I've taken it yesterday and my face is not any more red than before, so that means that I'm safe on that end. But I found that if I take those, and if it helps in any way, shape, or form, I'll find out. This is a video that proves how my skin looks now. In a week from now, after I've been taking it whole week straight, we'll see how are those all helping together. Now, I am continuously going without any like a processed food, without alcohol, no smoking, all the same routine, working out as always, trying to distress as much as possible as always. So everything is still up to the same routine. I haven't really changed much. Yes, I add the brownie, maybe the pizza here and there once a week at most. Occasionally I break the rule and do it 2 times a week. So it's not like, you gotta understand, it's not like I'm sitting there measuring everything I eat, and if I break that rule, oh my god, like I don't do that. As long as in my head it's 90% great, 10% okay, whatever, like I'm trying to be reasonable here. Everything in moderation. I don't sit there and eat those bad things all the time, let alone it's not good for you. Like I know that psoriasis will get affected by it, and personally, like I just don't have the desire or cravings for it all the time, unlike I know some people that might. So it's just a matter of controlling yourself, making sure it's a 9-10 rule. If you can do 9-10 rule, do 90-10, sorry, do the 80-20. As long as the majority of the time you're under control of what you're doing. That's the main takeaway, I guess, from this. So guys, I'll wrap up the video. I hope this helped answer some of the questions in this past video that you guys posted. In today's video, if you have any new questions that you thought of, anything that might have sparked from this whole time I've answered questions, if there's anything that you watched in the past about the UVB light, about the exercise routine, well, anything else that sparks your attention as to what can help you improve your psoriasis, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try my best to make another similar video in a few weeks answering a bunch of new questions that come in. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next vlog.